I've had a shave. Now, for you two friends who are not on Facebook, right? I have put this on Facebook, but there's many of you who are not on Facebook. Now, this is serious, so I don't want any jokes, especially from you, Mayor. Okay? Now, as you know, I served in the RAF, and at the age of 21 in 1960, I was in Cyprus working in the aircraft instrument stores under Flight Sergeant Hazel. He was in charge of a few of we airmen, and everything was fine. Let me light a faggot. Yeah, why not? Everything was fine until the fateful day the toilets were outside. I went outside, used to watch the Comet 4B airliners take off, and when they lifted up from the Nixia runway they had to climb straight up because of the Kyrenia mountains. It was always spectacular to watch them. But this particular day I went out to use the toilets, the outside toilet block. And walking in there I saw Flight Sergeant Hazel screwing a young airman. And he looked straight at me. Well, I just did an immediate U-turn and walked out. And I never gave it another thought, you know. Because I had a very bad speech impediment at that time, and I had to put up with piss taking, you know. Hello, offer. You know. Very funny. And I was a bit withdrawn, not like I am now, you know. Now I could be a mouthy bastard, as you well know, but not in those days. And I never told anybody. But then Flight Sergeant Hazel started being very nasty towards me, and being naive, I wondered why. Well, it's obvious, isn't it? If I'd have told anybody, he would have been kicked out of the Air Force with a dishonourable discharge, a black mark. It would have ruined his career in the Air Force. And it carried on for some time. I thought, why is he being so nasty towards me? And gradually I think he realised that I'd not told anybody, you know, and his attitude did change a bit. But he was never too happy, because I joined the RAF mountain rescue team, and occasionally we were called out. So of course I didn't turn up for work that day, because I was out up in the mountains, Troodos mountains, Kyrenia mountains, Turkish mountains, with the mountain rescue team. But anyway, that day I caught him screwing this young airman, and he's lucky it was me who saw him, not somebody more streetwise, because it could have been a disaster for him. Yeah. Why didn't you tell anybody? I don't know. I just never thought of telling anybody, because he obviously thought I had told somebody, and no doubt was living in fear of his career being ruined. But he, as I say, he was lucky it was me that saw him. Yeah. I understand a dishonourable discharge from the forces is not a nice thing, but he was lucky he escaped. Yeah. And I just never thought of it. I could have said to our boss, hey, guess what I've just seen? But you know, I was rather naive in those days, and having this bad speech impediment. I told you why. I've told you why before. I was fine until I got there, and early that morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning, I wasn't drunk. No, I didn't drink much then anyway. It was very hot, windows wide open, being bitten by bed bugs. And I turned over and looked at the door. I can see it now. I was 21 then, and I'm 75 now. The spirit of a young airman dressed in RAF issue underwear walked from the door, across the room, passed straight through the wall as though it wasn't there. And I went as stiff as a plank. I felt my hair stand on end, and I got out of bed shaking and put the light on, woke the other two blokes up I shared the room with. So I've just seen a ghost walk through that wall. Yeah, you're having a nightmare. No, that's stuck in my mind and will stick in my mind the rest of my life, and it gave me this speech impediment. I was, it shocked my nervous system. And as for Hazel, he were lucky. He were lucky to get away with it, weren't he? Okay. I do shave a beard off occasionally. I was going to play Santa. Now I've got the app. I can use a false beard, can't I? If needed. Right, that's it. Okay. Cheers.